Welcome back to a long overdue episode of Wit, Grit, and No Bullshit with your girl Cyn City. I know, it's been a long time coming. But, see what had happened was, but seriously, I was gone TDY for like 2 weeks. I came back, my laptop was giving me problems, so I had to upgrade to a desktop. Then, because I got a desktop, I had to order a camera. Camera that came, or the camera I initially ordered didn't show up, so I had to cancel that one, order another one. When the other one came, it wasn't compatible with my desktop until I got an adapter, so I had to order that. Like, it was just one thing after another. So finally have all of that. Now I realized that my podcasting equipment was not working this whole time. That what was recording was my laptop sound. It was not the podcasting stuff. So that's gonna have to go. Gonna have to order new stuff. It's just been so much. And then with the government shutdown, I've been spending a lot of time in my house, and I don't like it. So much cleaning has been done. So much paring down of items. Like every time you turn around, I'm doing something else. So I am almost positive my family is ready for me to go back to work and get the hell out of this house. Because I am ready to get the hell out of this house. But that's neither here nor there. Welcome back. Glad to have you. I've missed you guys. Let's get into it. Because if I don't know. But I think I'm losing it at this point, okay? So let's start with the highlights of the news. North Korea. So, it was kind of already assumed that North Korea was playing some part or a role in helping Russia in the war against Ukraine. But now we have proof. We have evidence. We got receipts, okay? There was a drone attack that happened, and within that drone were submunitions that were from North Korea. Yeah. So, there's your receipts. Okay. Nothing else to report in that regard. But yeah. So, they're doing something. Okay. They're helping in some form or fashion. POTUS came out and made a claim that India said that they were no longer going to purchase oil from Russia. However, New Delhi said the lies you tell because we never said that. We didn't make that deal. We don't know what you're talking about. So there's that. Okay. Alright. Nothing big there. And then lastly, with highlights of the news, Afghanistan and Pakistan have brokered a deal, and they're going to come to a ceasefire. But before they did that, they said they was going to let them rounds pop one more time. They said, pop, 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 goes my 9, okay? And they had the biggest firing off of rounds at each other. They went ham, they went in right before that ceasefire, okay? They said, let me get all this off my chest real quick. And that's what they did. So yeah, that's it for the news. Moving on to the world of hip-hop. So, Mr. No Neck himself, Benzino, is back in the news again, and at least he's not crying this time. I can say that, okay? At least he is not out here shedding tears and in a fetal position crying like a little baby. At least he's not doing that. This time he is getting backlash. This ain't the first time, so I'm sure it won't be the last time. But he decided to call himself giving a tribute to the late, great D'Angelo. I don't know if it was really a tribute. I don't know what you would really call it. But he posted his new song. And in the captions, he was like, yeah, D'Angelo, influenced me a lot. Please don't say that. Please don't put that man's name in a sentence with you and your music ever again. Okay? Because your music equates to garbage can juice, sir. I'm gonna just keep it a buck 150 with you because nobody else is apparently telling you the truth. So I'm gonna tell you, nobody's listening to your music. Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody cares to hear it. And we're not doing it, sir. We I speak for the whole black delegation when I say we ain't listening to that shit. Okay, just stop. And don't put the late great D'Angelo in the same sentence having to do with anything that you put out. Okay, thanks. Signing off as the black delegation. All right now. And I have a question. Why is 6ix9ine still around? Okay, I thought we canceled this dude. I thought he was gone. It had been real quiet for a little bit, and then here he come again. He is like the people that got roaches, and they roaches want to come out every time they have visitors. That's him. He is the roach that wants to come out every time somebody got. Like, sir, we don't care about these interviews you doing. We don't care about these appearances. We don't care about none of that. I just wish you go back to where you came from, because ain't none of us messing with you. You lie a lot, and you a snitch. Like, we ain't got nothing for you. Okay, just stop. Okay, I was good with not seeing you or hearing you. Okay, but yet you just keep coming back. You like the roach that won't die. Okay, Def Jam and Bape are collaborating, and they're putting out a release. I believe it's tomorrow. Collaborating with the culture of hip hop and streetwear to put out something fire. I can't wait to see it. I'm not going to purchase it myself because, not having a job and all. But yeah, I do want to see it. How many of y'all plan on going to purchase something from this collab? Put it in the comments because I want to know. I want to be nosy. I won't, like I said, be purchasing it. However, I do want to see it, and I'm excited to see it. And I know a lot of you people that was around in the early 2000s, you gonna go cop yours, because a lot of y'all was rocking Bape hard back in the early 2000s, just like I was rocking apple bottom jeans. Okay. Nikki Barbs. Okay. I don't know what you got going on. I don't know what's happening. But this version of you, I don't know. I don't know if it's working for you. This going on a verbal attack of everybody lately. Like, I don't know what is happening, but yeah. You've gone after athletes, SZA, Cardi's children, like all of Def Jam, Jay-Z, like you have literally gone after everybody. Like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm gonna pray about it, okay? Because I have concerns. If y'all didn't see the feud back and forth with her and Cardi recently that reinvigorated itself, during that beef, Cardi had made some statements saying that she might want to check her credit cards because there's been some people running it up. And come to find out, it has been. I'm just trying to figure out, how do I get to the status where I have so much money that I don't realize my money is being spent? Because I need to be there, okay? I don't want nobody to be spending it, but I want to get to the point that I have so much money that I probably wouldn't even realize that it was missing, okay? Because I'm tired of working, but I also am tired of not working. So if we could just open the government back up. Anywho, yeah, so she is alleging that it's her stylist that's been running up the card. I don't think that's the truth. I think it's somebody else. Not gonna say no names, Mr. Reddy. But I just think she doesn't want to admit that who the person that is actually doing the running up of her credit card. So, I don't know. Hopefully they figure it out, but that shit don't sit right in my spirit. And then if you haven't seen, she's involved in a lawsuit. And this stems back from when she was touring overseas and they were doing a tour in Germany, and they hired a local security company. Well, the head of security for that company, um, and her team got into a feud because during the show, a fan rushed the stage. The fan didn't do anything. They very quickly scooped the fan up, got him out of there. But her and her team were very upset over the incident, saying that, they put her in danger. And so she was very rowdy as she gets, and cussed them all out. Mainly the female security that was able to let the young lady pass her to get on stage. Um, to the point the young lady was in tears. And then the head of security wound up having a conversation with them. Dad got rowdy. Mr. Petty had a conversation with him, which was very calm, wasn't no issues. But then Nikki came back again, rowdy again, which then got Mr. Petty rowdy, and then he wound up punching the guy and breaking his jaw. The guy had to have surgery to fix his jaw. So he submitted a lawsuit against them. Every time they tried to serve Nikki and Kenneth, nobody would answer the door. The servant tried all types of methods to try and serve them. Couldn't do it, and this happened for months. So now Nikki is alleging that her business manager is at fault for this. But I'm sorry, you can't blame them, because even the person that was trying to serve you went to the gate, because they live in a gated community, had the person there call to ensure that they were home, and the person would let you know that they were coming, and you wouldn't answer the door. So you can't blame it on your business manager, boo-boo. Like, y'all intentionally just didn't want to respond or be served with those papers. Also, she came out and said she is now no longer releasing her album that she was teasing. So, but along with this lawsuit, so they tried to serve them, couldn't serve them, and the man even had the information put into the newspaper as a way to try and serve them. Didn't matter. They still weren't served. So they never responded. They never showed up in court. So he won by default. However, obviously, if they weren't going to allow themselves to be served or show up to court, they weren't going to pay him. So now he went back to the court and said, y'all need to do something to ensure that I get paid. So what it looks like is there's a potential that she will have to sell her home, pay back whatever she still owns on that house, and then whatever's left over will be used to pay the gentleman off. So right now her house is at risk for having to be sold for not being, doing anything with this lawsuit. While we're still talking about female hip-hop artists, Cardi, her new album, pressure, okay? That album and the song by Kehlani, Folded, got me in a chokehold. I've been playing that album and that song to death, to the point that my whole family probably was tired of hearing Folded, at least. Because I mainly play Cardi when I'm in the car and I'm in there having my own concert, just, yeah. But them two right there, chokehold. Now, I have been patiently waiting for Iceman to be released. Aubrey.
It's 16 hours.
Aubrey, my boy, I'm going to need that, okay? I'm also going to need you to release your stateside tour dates and locations, okay? Because I need that. I'm trying to go. I'm trying to take my son with me to go see you. So I need the album, I need the tour dates and locations, okay? If you can do that for me, okay? Because we go way back, like two flats on a Cadillac. You may not remember let's not talk about that because I don't want you to block me on nothing. But regardless, I'm gonna need that. Okay. Anywho, that sums up hip hop. So now let's move on to the wonderful world of sports. Uh, so if you didn't see last night, it was the battle of the geriatric quarterbacks in the Bengay Bowl. You had Aaron Rodgers in the Steelers, and you had Joe Flacco in the Cincinnati Bengals. Let me tell you, that was a good ass game. That game was back and forth, back and forth. It was crazy because the Bengals was up for a while, and then they allowed the Steelers to come back because it's Aaron motherfucking Rodgers. Like, what did you expect? But it was a great game. It went down to the wire because even at one point the game had 7 seconds left, and this man was still able to get the ball all the way down the field to the end zone, and do not blocked. The game would have been over. But that's not what had happened. Okay? So the Bengals picked up the dub. W's in the chat to take the win. The Dodgers are getting closer to having a back-to-back run in the World Series. Because right now they are up on the Brewers 3-0. Brewers, I don't even think you pinching these mugs. Like, what we got going on? Y'all can't win one? Like, not even one. Like, what we doing? You gonna let them sweep y'all? Because that's what it looks like. I'm just saying. Crazy. And then Ricky Hatton, who is a former world boxing champ, he passed away back in September. However, I'm guessing an investigation into his death has shown that he died by hanging. It doesn't say whether there was any foul play involved or if this was a unaliving of himself. Either way, it's unfortunate. And if he did unalive himself, I'm sorry that whatever demons he was battling were so tough that he felt like that was his only way out. So, unfortunate news there. In case you missed it, Wednesday night, my girl, former LSU champion, Angel motherfucking Reese, walked that stage for the Victoria's Secret's 2025 fashion show. And my girl did her thing. She ate that shit up. She ate it up. Okay? Angel did her thing. She was giving body yaddy 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 yaddy. Okay, that was a little cringe. But y'all know what I mean. Angel killed that shit. She made history as the first athlete to walk in the Victoria's Secret fashion show, and she ate that shit up. She did it. She did her thing. I salute you, Queen, because you did that. So proud of you. And to wrap this episode up with the closing remarks, because you know I do it every time. And I also told you guys that I like to keep it anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. This one might be an even shorter episode, which may be better for you because you may have other shit you need to do. Like I'm about to go get ready for the homecoming game because my kids' team is playing my old alma mater. So it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. So yeah. But let's see. What shall we talk about today? We're going to keep it simple today. Never let anyone or anything stop you from going after your dreams. However, also know that you have to be realistic when it comes to your dreams. Depending on what it is that you're trying to achieve or go after, you have to know that some dreams do have an expiration date. All right? There's some, though, that never do, that you should always go after and never give up. But there are some that you got to be realistic and be like, all right, look, I'm at this point in my life and I ain't got to it yet. It's probably not going to get got to. You feel me? But you also have to be putting in the work, the drive, the motivation, and the dedication to go after it. You can't just sit around and, you know, hope and wish it's going to come to you. Things don't work that way. You have to actually get up and go put in the work. You can't be just in the gym sitting on the sidelines looking at the court saying, one day I'm going to be in the NBA, but you're not out there practicing. You're not out there doing drills. You're not out there running up and down the court. Like, you have to put in the work. You got to show, hey, this is really what I want. If you're not willing to do that, then be honest with yourself that this may not be for you. So you got to put in the work, the drive, the motivation, and the dedication to achieve whatever goal you're after. You just can't sit back and hope it happens. Manifesting's cool, right? So like when I was still in the military and I was hoping for promotions, I would put whatever stripe I was wanting up on my desk so I had to look at it every day. So I would see it and know that's what I want. That's what I'm trying to get after, right? And then I know I got to do the work to go get that. It's not going to just come to me. I'm not going to just wake up with that stripe. I got to put in the work, the effort, the motivation and dedication to go get that rank. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I would manifest it, but I'll also do the work. You can't just manifest and don't do nothing about it. You got to go get that shit. So, and depending on, you know, what that goal is, you can't, like I said, just hold on to achieving it forever. You got to know at some point, not every goal is meant for you. That doesn't mean don't have any goals. That don't mean don't even try. That just means just know some of them are not meant to be. Some of them are. You got to be able to figure out what's the difference and which one is for you and which ones are not. Sometimes you may have to change directions, right? You may have to be like, hey, this ain't it. Like, I want to be in some form of law enforcement, but now I'm old as hell, right? I may have my degree in criminal justice, but now that, you know, I retired from the military, I'm too old to be going to chase some damn perk, okay? Now, I may be able to go do some analytical work in the police department somewhere, but I ain't finna be out chasing no criminals. I got titanium screws in my hip. What I look like trying to chase somebody down the street? It's not gonna happen. You feel me? But there may be other goals I can still achieve at this age in life. You know what I mean? Like, I could go back to school and go be a cosmetologist or a barber. I could go and get my certifications again back in dental. There are other things I could be doing. You know what I mean? Just got to think about it. Believe me, I have these conversations with myself daily. Especially right now when I ain't got nothing else to do. When I'm just sitting in the house and I'm thinking, maybe, you know, this type of employment ain't it for me, because is this a potential I'm going to have to look at every time there's a shutdown? You know what I mean? Maybe there's something else I need to be doing. Maybe I have a different calling or something else I should be putting my effort and time into. And I've realized more and more that it may be time to stop resting on what is comfortable for me, what I've known for the last 21 years, 22 years. And get out of my comfort zone and go take a step out on faith. You just have to sometimes do something different you weren't even thinking about. Fear can be our biggest reason for not going after something, especially when it's something you truly want. You may be thinking about the what ifs, or if I go try and do this and it doesn't work out, then what? Or what if I do this and I look like a fool? Or what if you can't think about the what ifs, you just got to go do. And then when something happens or something doesn't go the way you planned, you can say, at least you tried. That's what it's all about, is at least trying to go after what you want. Instead of just being stuck in a rut and in the same spot. You got to get out of your own way and out of your own head and go after it. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Wit, Grit, and No Bullshit with your girl, Cyn City. I appreciate you guys coming in, sitting down with me and chopping it up. If you are interested in being a guest on the next episode, drop it in the comments. Hit me up on my line. Let me know. I'd love to have you. It's time. It's time to start talking to the people and hearing what you guys think and knowing what you want to see. So if there's something you want me to discuss on the next episode of Wit, Grit, No Bullshit, drop it in the comments. And like I said, if you want to be a guest, please drop it in the comments. Until next time, love, peace, and fish grease. I'm out.